So the major question on everyone's mind, is MAGA woke now? Has MAGA become woke? That's what a lot of people have been asking me. Maybe not a lot of people, maybe no one has. But some people out there are probably questioning, is MAGA woke now? Has MAGA become too woke? Eric Von Eric, what up, brony bro? We love you, bro. We love Eric Von Eric on this channel. He is a beautiful man. We love Eric Von Eric. What is up? My pink brony bro. Are you guys ready? Oh, that's weird. It's not working. What? Fine, we'll do it by YouTube video. Go that route. Go that route here. Give me a second, you guys. Oh, I think it's working. You know what to do with that big fat butt. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right, everybody, welcome to the show. We're going to react to a few videos, and we're going to try not to be too sexy about it. We're going to see what's going on in the world of the internet. So let's see. Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is pretty sexy. Jeff Bezos is a sexy man. But welcome to the show, everybody. It is I, your host, Michael Garza. Oh, shit. Game 2's happening right now for the Spurs and the OKC Thunder. Oh, yeah. Oh, Jack Keane says it's time for full-out combat. Let's take a look.
Dismissing those rumors.
What have you said to Prime Minister Netanyahu about Iran and how long to hold off on strike?
He's fine. He'll do whatever I want him to do. He's a very, very good man. He'll do whatever I want him to do.
You're on the same page with him on Iran?
Yeah.
Okay, so just moments ago, CENTCOM releasing brand new video of Marines boarding an Iranian-flagged commercial tanker in the Gulf of Oman as part of a blockade.
I'm curious to see how this
Take
turns
a look
out.
here.
Oh, yeah.
So think of it as we're doing our approach
Well, here's the thing, man. It's an Iranian-flagged tanker as part of the... So, yeah, basically the tanker's trying to go through the blockade. They can't because they're not allowed to. It's Iranian. And, yeah, that makes sense. They're supposed to take it over. Sounds about right to me.
Pretty fascinating video. General Jack Keane, Fox News senior strategic analyst and chairman of the Institute for the Study of War, is joining us now. General Keane, welcome to you. Fascinating video. Tell us a little bit about what we're seeing there, as we have learned that the U.S. military said those American forces did board the vessel. They then released it after they went on board. They did a search, we are told, and then they directed the ship's crew to alter course. Can you tell us a little bit more about what went down there?
Jack Keane, of course he can, dude. Jack Keane's the GOAT, dude. I like this guy. This guy's a stud, dude. He understands what he needs to do, understands what he needs to say. I love me some Jack Keane, bro.
Well, we usually don't board a vehicle unless they don't abide by our instructions. If they continue to move in the direction they want to move, as opposed to halt or move to an area where...
Oh, yeah, don't forget to double tap the screen to like the stream one more time. Make sure that you double tap your screen to like the stream. It does help the channel grow. The more likes we get, the better. We're trying to get to 30 likes in 30 minutes. Once again, we're trying to get to 30 likes in 30 minutes. So please double tap your screen to like the stream. Let's go, bro.
Where we're sequestering the ships, then we board it. And usually it's going to be uncontested. We certainly, our troops who are doing it are armed. We don't expect to be in contact with the people on those ships. There's no Iranian gunmen on the ship, but we have to, as in all military situation, we got to be prepared for the unexpected. And what we did there is just take charge of that ship and direct them to where we want them to go as opposed to where they want to go. And this is the enforcement of the blockade, which has been enormously successful, as we've been reporting on now for some weeks.
This is from President Trump today, broadly speaking, on the Iran war, simply saying he is in no hurry. Listen.
We'd have to open the strait. That would open immediately. So we're going to give this one shot. I'm in no hurry. You never think, oh, the midterms, I'm in a hurry. I'm in no hurry.
What does that tell you, General?
Yeah. Because Trump's confident and he don't give a fuck. Trump's confident, dude. Confident and he's competent. So Trump don't give a damn what you think. Oh, no. He don't give two craps what you think. He'll tell you that your butt stinks and all that. What is juggalo? Let me think for a second. Well, he get butt naked. Oh, that worked. All right, let's keep going, man. Maybe we should keep it going fast. Let's do 120. Fuck it.
Well, I think what the Iranians are attempting to achieve here, I mean, we're 6 weeks into a ceasefire that the original deadline was 2 weeks. And I think what the Iranians are trying to achieve here is drag these negotiations out as long as they possibly can, believing that there will be more political, economic pressure put on the president, not so much to make a deal that he doesn't want to make, but to get fed up with this thing and end it to where it is right now. That's kind of what the...
I think Trump's going to find a way. I mean, Trump's really good at finding ways out of these sorts of situations, and that's the one thing I like about Trump is he is a problem solver at the end of the day. He's a really damn good one. Trump is the man, dude. I honestly think he is one of the greatest presidents we've ever had. I think he is a problem solver on a maximum scale. So I would say don't doubt the man. Do not doubt the man's ability. The man's a stud. He understands exactly what the mission is. If you guys can, though, double tap your screen to like the stream. Double tap the screen to like the stream. Sorry. But the more likes we get, the better. We're trying to get to 100 likes in 30 minutes. Once again, we're trying to get to 100 likes in 30 minutes. So please double tap your screen to like the stream. It really does help the channel in a lot of ways. Makes us feel good. Yep. Makes us feel hot. Let's keep going.
The Iranians are doing here, and I think what he's trying to respond to them. Look, I don't feel any pressure. I'm not being persuaded by anybody's concern about political economic pressure. I'll take as long as it takes here to make a right deal. I do think we're reaching a point whether we really can get a deal or not. I mean, 6 weeks, we've had plenty of opportunity even before that to talk to most of these same people, and a deal has been quite elusive. In my judgment, I don't think they're ever going to put a deal on the table that'll be acceptable to our president, because he's not going to take a bad deal. Yeah. And I think, in my judgment, it's time to return to full-out combat operations. Listen, we've been gathering information on the Iranians for 6 weeks, and we have increased our capability in the region militarily. The Israelis have a full suite of munitions and weapon systems, and we are ready to go with much better information on targeting. The effects on the Iranians are going to be quite devastating. And all the hand-wringers out there who are worried about the Iranians firing that Gulf oil and continue to disrupt the Straits of Hormuz don't understand what the impact of that military operation will have.
Hey, if you guys think that Jack Keane's the man, double tap your screens. If you think that Donald Trump's the man, the GOAT, double tap your screen. If you guys are just tired of the woke agenda, double tap your screen to like the stream, because we're done with the wokes. We're done with it all. We're done with it. We're done with woke. If you got woke fatigue, double tap your screen. If you guys think that we've won the Iran war already, double tap. Let's go.
On their capabilities. I'm not suggesting there wouldn't be challenges. I'm not suggesting there wouldn't be the unexpected. That's what war is always about. And how do you deal with the unexpected, and how do you have the will to proceed and get to your final objective? I think the objective from the beginning has always made sense, Sandra. Weaken this regime, take away all of their offensive capability. They're no longer a predator in the region. They don't have a ballistic missile program of any consequence, nor do they have a nuclear capability. They're not supporting their proxies. And the regime, when we're finished, is in such a weakened state, economically and militarily, that they're vulnerable to the Iranian people in terms of their resistance. And then the last gesture I would make to the people running the regime is I'd offer them a free ticket out of there. Any place they want to go, we'll take them, and see if they take us up on that deal. If not, they want to stay there and face the Iranian people and the economic collapse that will be pending. That's certainly their choice. But we hold all the cards here, Sandra, and that's the reality of it.
Always appreciate your analysis, sir. General, thank you very much for joining us.
General Jack Keane, baby.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube.
He's
and
a
catch
stud,
full
dude.
shows streaming now on Fox 1.
So I think what General Jack Keane was saying is basically this. We got the upper hand. We got the upper hand. And you know what? Here's the thing. We got it. He's been saying, Jack Keane has been saying a lot that we need to stop trying to negotiate with Iran. He's absolutely
laugh out loud.
Right. We should not be trying to negotiate with Iran at all. Hey, thank you so much, Terrence, for the sparkles for 2 jewels and the star for 2 jewels. A mucho apreciado. Thank you so much.
Laugh out loud.
Dude, I'm getting the hookup, dude. Terrence is hooking me up with stars. I'm getting jewels. I'm getting sparkles. Oh my God, this is so cute. So hot. So hot. Oh my God. Thank you guys. I appreciate all the sparkles and all the stuff. Make sure you guys double tap your screen to like the stream, though. Double tap
laugh
your
out loud.
Screen. Oh, Terrence is sending a press F. Thank you so much, Terrence. I appreciate it. Anybody who wants to send gifts or super chats, we greatly appreciate it no matter what. Super chats are read first, obviously, but we love gifts, and yeah, we're all about it, man. But yeah, no, overall it's let's see. What you gonna do with that big fat butt? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Bam, bam, bam. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Just a little bit. Standing on the edge of forever, at the start of whatever, shouting love at the world. Back then, we were like cavemen, but we mapped the moon and the stars. Then we forgave them. All right, man. Make sure that you guys double tap your screen to like the stream. Let's go, bro. What you gonna do with that big fat butt? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Do you guys think I'm the man? Do you guys think I'm like super cool? Huh? I think I'm the man. Now the question I want to ask is MAGA woke now? Are we woke? Am I woke for being MAGA? I don't think MAGA's woke, just to let you know. But I've talked to some people. I'm not going to let people know who those people are, but people are questioning if MAGA's woke or not. And it's a good question. Is MAGA woke? I don't know. Now what you gonna do with that big fat butt? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. But yeah, make sure you guys double tap your screen to like the stream. It really does help the channel grow in more ways than one. Let's see what we could react to. OKC is playing San Antonio. That's hot. Well, let's see here. Give me a moment. Just give me a moment, please. Oh, Chuck talks to Max Strux after calling him pretty.
We are joined, however, by a special guest here as we tip things off. Max Strux.
Don't look me in the eyes, y'all.
Joining us from the.
Oh, this is great. I definitely want to react to this. Because he said that Max Strux is a pretty man. Chuck did, so this is I'm very excited to see this.
Max, look,
what's up, Charles? How we doing, man? You good? I'm doing great, man. Hey, Max, sound like an eighth grade girl.
Hey, Maxter, wait just a second.
Okay. Sound like an eighth grade girl. Hey, Max.
Max, we're gonna get this out of the way before we go any further. Then we're gonna talk hoops. So, did you hear what the Chuckster said? Were you told what the Chuckster said? Would you like to hear it again? Yeah. So
no. We're good. We can leave.
No. Oh, hold on. My dad's texting me something. Hold on. Let's see what he's texting. He found a website, everybody. It's called Chicks with You Know What's. It's called Chicks with You Know What. I'm not going to say the website. It's called, go on Google and type in Chicks with You Know What, and you're going to find exactly what my dad's into. Let's keep going.
Leave it at that. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, Chuck, why don't you, just for the folks at home who may not have seen it.
I just said, that's a good-looking man right there. You got to give him his flowers. Hey, Max.
Dude, I love Charles Barkley so much, man. He is the funniest dude. He's the funniest dude on TV, man. I could listen to Charles he said that Tom Brady was pretty, and granted, I agree with that actually. By the way, but amazing.
I'm gonna be serious on basketball. It's only weird. It's only weird if they make it weird, Charles. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh no, it's weird. It's weird.
Max, first of all,
it's weird. I love how Shaq's in the background saying, "Oh, it's weird."
Number one, you've been a knockdown shooter for a long time, but I got to give you some flowers on your defense in the last series. Have you made a conscious effort defensively to get better? Because obviously we know you're a great shooter, but your defense was spectacular, moving your feet and everything.
You surprised by that?
Yes, I'm surprised by that.
No, it's all good. No, I mean, defense keeps you on the floor. That's what I want to do. I want to play. I want to be in the most crucial moments. So I got to be able to guard. You got to be able to defend in this league, and I've been making that a point of emphasis since I've been in the NBA. So I'm glad I could do it. I'm just stepping up in any way possible to help our team win and try to make an impact.
Well, Max, I'm just so happy that your 8th grade crush had an opportunity to have his bromance with you at this time. But overall, when you walk into a game, and sometimes
Kenny the Jet, dude, Kenny the Jet. Well, I'm glad that
Laugh out loud.
Oh, Terrence, thank you for the silver star, my brony bro. I appreciate it. You're a star, my brony bro. You are a star. You're a superstar. Oh, yeah. OMG. OMG.
sometimes your FGAs are over double digits and sometimes they're singular. How can you tell early what your role is going to be by what the defense is doing? What are they doing to make your role increase?
That's part of being a role player. That's the life I live. I don't know what each game is going to bring. I just try to impact it in any way I see fit. Whenever I get on the floor, whether I'm starting or coming off the bench, just try to get a feel of it, whether it's going to be my night getting shots or it's not going to be my night getting shots. And whether it is or isn't, it's where else can I make an impact? What else can I do to help our team win? And that's either rebounding, defending, making other plays for other players, screening, getting guys open. Being a role player is being adaptable, and I think I've made a career out of being adaptable and finding a way to help teams win and being a impactful player in any way possible, whether that's shooting, any aspect of the game. Just try to find whatever we need that night.
Well, you've impacted our show. Yeah. Yes.
Hey, Max, really, really good of you to spend some time with us, and we appreciate it.
Barkley when he sees Tom Brady versus Max Strus.
Very much Barkley when he sees Tom Brady versus Max Strus. Okay.
That shit's pretty funny, man.
We've ridden this horse just about Max, again, thanks for your time. Have a great game tonight, Game 1 at the Garden.
All right. Appreciate it, fellas.
Appreciate you.
Oh, my goodness.
There you go.
What, you need a towel for that?
No, Jason Kidd just got fired.
Oh,
Wow.
well, here you go.
Man, that's a shocker there.
Yes, it is. Breaking news.
Breaking news just came on my phone.
Yeah.
How do we know it's real?
Because it's from the Bleacher Report.
Okay.
Shams. Hey, Shams.
It's not Shams.
Stuff.
Hey, man, that's a shocker right there.
Ooh, it is. And as Chuck just alerted us as we were finishing the Max Strus.
Oh, he beat you, Shams.
Shams.
Shams. Oh, Iran is threatening war beyond the region if attacked. Let's take a listen. Oh, hold on. Testing 1, testing 2. Oh, desktop audio is not working. Oh, I think that particular video just wasn't working. Oh, yeah, no sound on that one. Okay, so that is actually an issue with the video. Got it. Okay, I thought my headphones totally broke on me for a second. Huh. Well, give me a moment, you guys. Okay. Give me a moment. Nuclear standoff. Here we
go. We'd have to open the strait. That would open immediately. So we're going to give this one shot. I'm in no hurry. Ideally, I'd like to see.
Oh, my dad mentioned David Pac-Man is my hero. You know what? Since being MAGA is woke now, we're going to have to... You know what? Jason Kidd is the new coach of the Blazers? That's not true. Hold on. Jason Kidd. Here's what I don't get. I don't understand why you would freaking extend Jason Kidd's contract and then fire him. You have to pay him that money, you dummies. Dumb, dude.
Few people killed as opposed to a lot. We can do it either way. I just wonder whether or not they have the good of the people, because some of the things they're doing to me means they don't have the good of the people. There's a lot of anger now in Iran because people are living so badly. There's a lot of foment that we haven't seen before so much, and we'll see what happens.
Deadline diplomacy. The world awaits the president's next move on Iran, but with talks stalling and Iran's economy reaching a breaking point, a new U.S. offensive is on the table. Welcome to the Big Money Show, everyone. I'm Jackie DeAngelis, along with my co-hosts Taylor Riggs, Lou Bassanese, Brian Brenberg, and with us for the hour, Great Hill Capital Chairman Thomas Hayes. Great to see you. Great to be here. The U.S.-Iran standoff is putting the Middle East on edge. Israel's military remains on high alert as Iran issues a stark new warning to Washington. If fighting resumes, it could trigger a wider war reaching far beyond the region. But despite the financial toll of the president's naval blockade, Iran's demands remain.
Yeah, I'm just going to ignore my phone. Yeah, I'm ignoring my phone. I think my dad let ChatGPT take over his phone, so yeah, there's a lot of Trump. Oh Jesus, no, not.
Remain unchanged and unacceptable. The White House.
All I know is it's something incredibly homoerotic, something gay. It's something gay. That's okay. My dad is Jesus. My dad is saying Trump has a something. Jesus. I don't know if I could say that with. I'm just going to avoid getting banned. I'm just going to avoid getting banned.
House is keeping the heat on, framing this.
If my dad wants to say it on the show, he can go into the chat. All he has to do is go into the chat and say what he wants to say. There's nothing preventing, Dad, there's nothing preventing you from going onto the chat and saying all the gay things that you want to say on there. It's okay. I just can't say some of these because I feel like I might get banned by YouTube. That's all. Oh, Lordy. Make sure that you guys double tap your screen to like the stream. One more time, double tap your screen. Just don't tap it with your tip. Don't tap it with your tip. You've got to get a grip. Don't tap it with your tip. Don't tap it with your tip. Just don't tap it with your tip. Don't tap it with your tip. All right? Does that make sense? Double tap the screen to like the stream.
As a once-in-a-generation opportunity.
Well, I mean, I'm saying 2 or 3 days, maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday, something, maybe early next week, a limited period of time. Because we can't let them have a nuclear weapon. If they had a nuclear weapon...
Yeah, we'd be screwed. Here's the thing, man. If Iran had a nuclear weapon, it would mainly be other Middle Eastern countries and European countries that would be in danger. Europe should be thanking the U.S. for what we did. We basically took out a country that has done nothing but terrorize, all right? I mean, seriously, country that has done, like Iran has been nothing but a terror threat throughout the entire Middle East. And to those of you who feel bad for the Iranian regime, you shouldn't. You want to know why? Because the Iranian regime has done it to themselves. Completely. Completely.
They would start with Israel. They would blow it up, and they would blow it up fast, but they'd blow it up.
And he has said, the president, time and time again, he will not allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. Now, the first soundbite that we played from the president as we came into this was before he got on Air Force One earlier today. He went to the Coast Guard Academy graduation in New London, Connecticut. He's speaking there now. He made some comments that actually moved markets, so I want to share them with you. He said that we were in final stages of talks with Iran. And he also said that basically everything in Iran is completely gone. The Navy, everything.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. 100%. And first off, the majority of the military for Iran is cooked. The reason that Trump is trying to do this is because, believe it or not, Trump wants to avoid any additional bloodshed. That's the whole goal. Avoid additional bloodshed. Simple as that. I like what he's doing. And people are saying, don't you feel bad for voting for Trump? He's done so many terrible things. What sort of terrible things has he done? Everybody keeps saying, oh, he's done terrible things. Really? How? Where? I'm not seeing it, man. I'm not seeing it. I ain't seeing what you seeing, boy. I ain't seeing what you seeing, yo. So make sure that you guys double tap your screen to like the stream. Once again, double tap your screen to like the stream. Let's go.
Diminished. And the question would be, would we go in to finish it up? Would they sign a document? Let's see what happens. And you saw stocks spike on this and yields go up as well.
Yeah, yields came in, stocks went up, oil went down. This is what the market's been looking for. And everyone's been worried about rate hikes now at the end of the year in December. This was temporary. President Trump told us as soon as this Iran thing is solved, gas is going to drop like a rock. Guess what else is dropping like a rock? Yields are going to drop like a rock. And
you know what's dropping? Yeah, yields. I mean, that's kind of not a bad thing for me. Look, I mean, a lot of my positions went up today, and I was able to sell, partial sell some of them at a profit. You know, I've been playing with the ups and downs of the market. That's how I invest. That's how I trade, as I do a swing trade and not a day trade. And I only swing trade about 30% of my portfolio, whereas 70% of the other parts of it are all long-term investments. By the way, if there's anybody out here who's been told that you should never get into the markets, don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. Honestly, as long as you're diversified, I mean, it's the best preserver of wealth is diversification across multiple asset classes. I mean that I wouldn't say equal, but diversification across all asset classes is a huge thing. It means a lot. Oh, yeah. Let's go, dude.
Guess what? Inflation expectations are going to drop like a rock. And then what hasn't worked for the last 4 or 5 weeks, which is every other stock but tech and semiconductors is going to get bid like crazy. And the dividend pairs are going to get bid. And the defensives are going to get bid. And the cyclicals are going to get bid. So If there's follow through on this and this is real and they are in the final stages, or if he takes action over the weekend after the market closed on Friday, as he implied, you're going to see a different regime in the.
Well, I mean, I do love dividends. I'm not going to lie. So if dividend stocks, if the yields for the dividend stocks do go down, which they probably will, once everything is said and done, I think it'll be fine. Ultimately, I don't think it's going to be as bad as everybody thinks it is. I think everybody over-exaggerates quite a bit. They over-exaggerate way too much, in my opinion, about the direction where rates are going, whether it's up or down or blah, blah, blah. You name it. Let's keep going.
The market in coming months than you've seen in the last month, that's for sure.
Okay, so we've got a chart right now of the Dow Industrials up almost 500 points. Can we cycle through the 10-year and the 30-year, because we've been talking about these yields moving higher, which have dropped on this news? That might mean restored confidence in the United States. We'll put it that way, along with investors buying stocks.
I am
as well.
the man,
So the 10-year
dude.
Treasury is down 8 basis points. Taylor, is that enough for you?
It's enough to get me excited, but we're just reversing the gains that we had yesterday. So yields went up 8, 9, 10 basis points yesterday, so we're just coming back there. So I don't want to say I don't believe it, but I think what concerns me, and Brian's rolling his eyes
I'm not
already.
rolling my eyes. I'm
I
stretching my
know.
neck.
We're just going to mention the 30-year a few more times today, all right?
For this.
Jackie, yesterday we did a big analysis about the reason why yields are rising.
Yes.
If yields are rising because I'm pricing in higher GDP growth on the horizon, frankly, I'm all for it. Stocks track wage growth. That sounds good. My concern this time around is yields aren't even rising on higher inflation expectations. Most of the rise in the last week, the 10-year real rate that's out excluding inflation is up 25 basis points in the last week alone.
All right.
That's when you start to get concerns about budget deficits, deficit spending. Yields are rising for all the wrong reasons. So I don't want to come in and be super Debbie Downer today, but I sort of reiterate the theme about yesterday about how yields are rising to me still for the wrong reason. Yes, we're coming down today, but we're still in that range of 458. I will say overnight, our 30-year yield hit another post-2007 high. The 30-year real yield ex-inflation.
I mean, that's a pretty good yield. I'm not gonna lie, for a U.S. 10-year Treasury bond or whatever. That's not too shabby. Well, why not?
Still at the highest since 2008 for shorter maturities. And I know you said the market's looking for a hike. There's no way. The market is now pricing in an 81% odds of a rate hike this year. That doesn't mean that Kevin Warsh is going to do it, but the market is jawboning the Fed and saying, I dare you to cut rates, and if you do, rates are still going to rise anyways. We saw that under Jay Powell. Yeah. So I love when equities are up. I love when yields are down. But I think like my long-term trend, I'm still a little bit nervous at this juncture about sort of what the market's trying to signal to us.
Don't you think today's pivot, though, the signal, and I was worried going into tonight because oil was down yesterday and yields were up. It was basically saying, hey, we're worried about inflation. But this reversal, again, I don't want to call it too early like you, but I think this instant market reaction on the president's comments is very instructive that we're willing to give up the worries about term premium and inflation, and we know the economy is going to get back to going.
And that's what I was going to say. Let's assume for the base case of this example that we're going to give right now, the market believes that the fundamentals of the economy are okay, that growth will be in line, and it will all sort of work out to plan, but that.
Hey, thank you so much, Magic Man. What's up? We got Magic Man in the house. He sent a gold coin for 10 jewels. I appreciate you, my brony bro. Cash is trash. I agree with that, Corgi. In fact, the one thing I will say, the most important thing, assets are the real money. Cash is not money, but the real assets are stocks, real estate, gold, silver, you name it. That's the real assets. What is not an asset, cash is technically in my mind not an asset. Not just in my mind, but in my analysis. Cash is not backed by anything, so that's a big deal, man. But yeah, save your assets, not your money. That's like the best piece of information I ever received. But yeah, save your assets, not your money, man. That's the way to do it.
This is based on inflation fears that are coming because of higher oil prices. Oil, if there is termination to the conflict, will drop. And therefore, really, there's not anything else in the inflation story right now other than oil. It's the biggest component. And so I'm looking at this and I'm saying, Lou, is that what this market is saying right now, that this is all inflation based?
I do think it is, and here's why. I mean, being an oil guy, I'm looking at the futures curve. It's been really hard to push up the future contracts out there. We were looking about it yesterday. February, March was in the 80s. They're pulling back so much. And what I looked at today, last week's rig count report, right? If we think oil is going to be higher for a lot longer, all the oil producers are going to start raising rigs and starting to produce because it takes them anywhere from 4 to 9 months to get a new well drilled and online. So they need that clarity that oil prices are going to be higher for much longer. And we're not seeing it. We saw 4 new rigs for oil last week. We're at like 413, 420. That's basically maintaining the status quo.
Okay, so Brian, we're going into a holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Gas prices are on the high side, and we're not even at the peak of the summer driving season. Yesterday, I was saying that, you know, as the president heads into the 4th of July, he needs to resolve this as soon as possible, one way or the other. And Vice President J.D. Vance was speaking about it yesterday. Let's just take a quick listen to that.
We have an opportunity here, I think, to reset the relationship that has existed between Iran and the United States for 47 years. That's what the president has asked us to do, and that's what we're going to...
I don't think that's going to happen, JD. I'm sorry, bro. I know that you're optimistic about this, but look who you're dealing with, man. Look who you are dealing with. Iran is not like some sort of country where, you know, Mega is awake. Tiny Lion Gaming is asking, is Mega woke? It's really just a kind of a for fun title I decided to do. I was like, you know what would be a funny title? Is Mega woke now? So that's kind of it. But, you know, I'm wondering, I'm doing kind of an investigation to some degree. Have we become too woke? Tiny Lion Gaming says we just need the women of... I really do believe that Iran's kind of cooked at this point.
To keep on working at, but it takes 2 to tango. We are not going to have a deal that allows the Iranians to have a nuclear weapon. So as the president just told me, we're locked and loaded. We don't want to go down that pathway, but the president is willing and able to go down that pathway if we have to.
And Brian, you know my stance on this. Any tentacle of this regime is not just going to voluntarily hand over the nuclear weapons and the uranium that's enriched so far. So I'm looking at this weekend and saying to myself, based on the comments that the president just made at the Coast Guard Academy, are we gearing up for some conflict that might lead to conflict resolution here?
Right. The vice president said you need 2 to tango. I don't think Iran wants to tango. They don't want to square dance. They don't want to waltz. They don't want to do anything. They don't dance. OK, so I don't see the deal. I don't know how we're going to get a deal with these guys. We've spent a long time trying to...
I think we're going into this with I like being optimistic about a lot of stuff in life, but I mean, if you're dealing with Iran, man, I just don't understand how you could even be remotely optimistic. I just don't think that there's any reason to be at this point. I think that Iran is, they're just not gonna make the right decisions. You know what I mean? Like, Iran is going to do what Iran typically does, and that is basically mess things up, like they typically do. That's just what Iran does, though. I mean, Iran typically will mess things up for everybody around them, man. Yeah, I just don't think they're going to make anything good out of this. I really don't. Whoa, 180K? Damn, dude. The average person, median income person living in Bethesda is 180K. Damn. That's kind of wild.
To get one, I don't think it's borne any fruit. So I don't know how much longer they want to tango. I think the president is... you can't say 2 or 3 days again and again and not do it and keep your credibility.
Yeah.
So I think.
Listen, even I'm starting to get annoyed with that. It's not working to keep it.
Like, I love Trump, I really do, but he just needs to finish off Iran. You just gotta finish off Iran at this point. Finish off their government, I should say. Finish off their military. Straight up. At this point, the decision seems pretty obvious. We're not going to get a deal from Iran. They're not going to agree to the things that they need to agree with. So why do we even bother continuing to try to debate with them and try to do anything with them,
Extending the timeline in this way.
Right, and I understand there's things going on behind the scenes that we don't see. So he's negotiating with them, and we're kind of getting like the second hand of that, and so I'm fine with that. But they don't want to tangle. We can't do that anymore. I was glad to hear him say, Jackie, in that first clip you played, that he's talking about the strait again. I think I have said on this show time and again, that is the secret to the whole thing. You take the strait, they have lost everything. And now time is on your side, and you can talk about the nukes and so forth. But as long as a strait is closed, and they have effectively closed the strait, we don't have the leverage that we need. So, but I'm not, I think I'm with you, Tom, in terms of like the reversal of all this. This is the last thing I'll say. I know we talk about yields on this show all the time, and it's great. And I've learned a lot about yields as we've talked about
And you wake
yields.
up at 2 a.m.
And
to
wake
check
up
yields.
now at 1:30 a.m. to check.
Don't you have T-shirts that say U.S.
I have
30-year
T-shirts I wear
Treasuries?
to bed at night about yields.
What a stud.
But here's my thing, okay? On February 27th, do you know where the 10-year closed on February 27th, the day before this conflict?
Were we 4 1/4?
No, man. We're at 396.
Yeah.
We're at 396 the day before this started. So you can talk about like why are yields up, but all I'm saying is we were below 4 and this started, and there's an inflation problem with high oil. I get that, and I see why that spikes yields. But on February 27th, we were not super concerned about structural fiscal.
Yeah, I think yields are pretty high right now, granted. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know. I'm not really a bond guy. I don't buy into bonds very much. They're not very inflation proof. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves with bonds overall. Crap, I'm a little more tired. I'm actually tired again, damn it. I got a lot of sun today, so that's probably why.
Problems with the U.S. So I don't know that we are now. I think it's as simple as oil is feeding higher prices and bond traders want a higher premium if that's happening. And I think that can reverse if we get the straight over.
Strong position
but
here
it's
on
globally,
you.
too.
Respect, though, Brian. That is a 60 basis point move in the 10-year yield in February, March, April, May.
Very short
3
time.
months. To me, that feels like I don't care about the level. I care about the rate of change. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Look at the rate of change of oil. I mean, that's way more than the rate of change of yields. And I 100% agree with Brian on this. I mean, we were going into this war. Remember we were talking about the 30-year fixed mortgage below 6% and housing was starting to go again. And then, boom, this came in. Rates went up. Every single company that has debt on their balance sheet, which is 2/3 of the S&P 500, has traded down throughout this. The only things that have traded up are those things that can perform in a slower growth environment, which this would create if it persisted for a long time, which is tech and which is semiconductors. Watch what happens to cyclicals if we continue to get good news in the next few days. You're going to see these stocks roar, and you'll probably see some of the overheated ones take a little bit of a breather this summer.
And I'll just make a comment, and this is pure speculation, but based on what we've seen in the past, I have noticed that the president likes to launch these attacks on long weekends, on time when the market is closed, so it can't immediately react.
Yes.
It can digest and have it sink in. So I'll be watching this weekend for sure.
Well, here's the thing. The war in Iran's eventually going to come to an end. It's an eventuality. And, Silicon Valley tech companies has announced more layoffs are happening in Silicon Valley.
But let's begin with those tech layoffs. Today, Meta announced 8,000 layoffs. That's about 10% of its global workforce. At the same
8,000. Wow.
time, the Menlo Park social media company also announced it will move another 7,000 employees to AI-related roles. Let's bring in our business and tech reporter, Scott Budman. You've been following this all day, and we've known about these layoffs for weeks now. We knew the date, May 20th. Employees knew it was coming, but they didn't know who was going to be laid off. This morning, they got the email. 8,000 of them.
Yeah, even at a successful company like Meta, known to treat its employees well, pay well, lots of stock options, it's still rough, Janelle. People were hopping on social media today talking about how in early hours of the morning they found out that they had lost their jobs and then dealing with what the severance package was. It's a really tough way to go. And like you said, they had weeks in advance because layoffs are a multi-step process at these companies. Just today, as they reported their earnings into it, a large Bay Area software company saying they would cut 17% of the workforce. Now those employees are going through what Meta employees went through recently, waiting to find out if their jobs are going to be lost. This is really a tough time. And each company involved in these layoffs, and we've heard this now for months, saying we have AI bots that can do the work of some of these workers and do it faster and less expensively.
Yeah, they laid off 8,000 and moved.
I mean, hey, if AI could do what you needed to do, I mean, it's not exactly the worst thing in the world. Granted, I'm trying to be empathetic, but like if you're a business, like one of the reasons I don't have employees for this show is because first off, I'd have to pay somebody else. I use AI to do certain tasks that I would rather not do when it comes to the intelligence side of things. Yeah, so it's a win-win situation. But yeah, I feel empathy for these 8,000 workers, man. Like, you know, it's never fun to get laid off. It's a shitty feeling. It's just never fun to lose your job. It sucks. It's not cool.
7,000 to AI-related jobs. So this is the focus right now. You did speak to the CEO of Joint Ventures Silicon Valley. And did they talk about AI starting to slash some of these tech jobs?
Very much. He said we're kind of in a new era of jobs and job losses here, where AI is so hot right now that if you have the skills to manage AI and program AI and supervise AI, you really have a golden ticket right now. Jobs want you, companies want you, large and small. There are startups that are hiring. There are large companies hiring for AI jobs. But if you're not in one of those roles,
so do you guys think I should work for a company that needs an AI guy? Because I use AI all the time. I've gotten very, very used to using ChatGPT, for example, when it comes to a lot of inquiries and learning things and having it perform certain tasks. That's kind of a winning situation, you know? So I could get hired based on my experience with ChatGPT. I mean, I'm very open to using AI in any sort of role. So if I ever decided to rejoin the workforce as a W-2 employee, I mean, I'm more than happy to. I mean, for now, I'd rather just keep doing my YouTube channel and focus on that. But, you know, if I needed a little extra dough, maybe I could work part-time as an AI guy or something. Actually, you know what? That's a good question for GPT. No, but Trump's the man, though. I will say that. Trump's the man. Trump's the GOAT, dude. Yeah, Trump's the GOAT, dude. Greatest pres of all time, dude. Greatest president. There are a lot of haters out there, sure. Doesn't mean the haters are right, though. Blue Nose Pity in the house. Blue Nose Pity. I love you, bro.
You're really out of luck right now, not just because that's where things are going, but that's also where the money is being spent. Capital expenditures right now for data centers and AI are in the billions of dollars for these tech companies, and so they're bringing people over there that have the skills. So right now we're at this kind of inflection point of this new technology that's dominating all the oxygen in the tech world, and if you have the skills, that's good. If not, your job is on the line.
Yeah, mass layoffs today at Meta, Cisco, LinkedIn. They all recently announced layoffs as well. People looking for work. You spoke to an HR expert. What advice do they have for these people?
Yeah, you know, she says really right now, do the networking to find out not just what AI in general is looking for, but what specific companies are looking for when it comes to their AI jobs that, again, they are adding. So here's Google talking about its new developer conference. It was all about AI, and they got very specific about who they need to hire and where they're going to grow to put together AI, whether on the software side, Google does a lot of that, or the hardware side. They're now doing the kind of glasses that help you, sort of like what Meta does. And so you can look at these individual companies, she says, and find out what they're looking for. But right now is a good time to network and find out where the jobs are in this rapidly growing field that companies are spending billions of dollars on.
Tailor your resumes
Exactly.
for those jobs and put AI in there somewhere.
Absolutely.
Get attention.
It's like .com from about 20 years ago. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Scott.
That's amazing, man. Jesse frickin'
Fox News alert,
bruh.
the Justice Department just indicted Fidel Castro's little brother.
No way, really? How? And, you know, granted, is it a good idea? Why? Sure, why not? No, yeah, Castro's little bro, dude, what the hell? Not against this or anything, I'm just saying, like, whoa. Just take a listen.
Today, we are announcing an indictment charging Raul Castro and several others with conspiracy to kill U.S. nationals.
Raul Castro, one of the last surviving members of the Cuban Revolution, is being charged with conspiracy to kill Americans, destruction of aircraft, and murder. In '96, Havana shot down 2 planes full of Cuban-American exiles leaving Miami who were trying to save their brothers from Castro's clutches.
For nearly 30 years, the families of 4 murdered Americans have waited for justice. They were unarmed civilians and were flying humanitarian missions for the rescue and protection of people fleeing oppression across the Florida Straits. As alleged in the indictment, Raul Castro and 5 co-defendants participated in a conspiracy that ended with Cuban military aircraft firing missiles at those civilian planes and killing 4 Americans.
The Florida grand jury was presented evidence of Raul Castro ordering the hit. U.S. intelligence has him on tape. The President of the United States has a lot of balls in the air, but he's been thinking a lot about that island, 90 miles off our coast.
We have Cuba on our mind. Very important. Been a lot of problem for a lot of years, and this was I think it was a very big moment for people that, not only Cuban Americans, but people that came from Cuba that want to go back to Cuba, people that want to see their family in Cuba. I think this is a very big day, very important day.
CIA Director John Ratcliffe was just in Havana last week, meeting with Cuban officials, including Raul's grandson.
This is crazy, man. I mean, like, I'm actually kind of like a little bit blown away by it. You know what I mean? Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? I need to rest for a second. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Oh. All right. Oh, can you guys still hear me? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Feels good. So I'm just going to kind of... Yeah, if you guys can still hear me, that's fantastic. So I'm kind of laying down a little bit, you know. Let's go check the... There we go, yeah. Sound meter looks good. I walked quite a bit today, and I'm just like trying to, you know, rest my head a little bit and just kind of relax. Can you guys hear me though? Can you guys feel me, see me? I'm right here, brothers. Yeah, okay. Just resting my eyes real quick, you guys. Hold on. All right. All right, what's everybody saying in the chat? Okay. Just give me a few moments, you guys. Just gotta rest my little head. I'm back. Okay, all right. Okay, that was a good snooze. There we go. Okay, felt good to get a snooze in, man. I needed that. Oh, here we go. Let's do it.
Ratcliffe gave the Cubans a do-or-die ultimatum. And Rubio's already celebrating Cuban Independence Day. He sent him a message offering the Cuban people an olive branch.
In the U.S., we are ready to open a new chapter in the relationship between our people and our countries. And currently, the only thing standing in the way of a better future are those who control your country.
The USS Nimitz, an aircraft carrier strike group, has just arrived in the Caribbean on the same day as the Castro indictment. What a coincidence. U.S. Southern Command says this is just a regularly scheduled exercise, just doing drills with some of our South American allies. Yeah. Or there's a chance that Castro is about to get Maduro'd. Havana could fall at any time because the regime's not getting free oil from Venezuela.
That's crazy.
The island's suffering from blackouts 23 out of 24 hours a day. Communism wrecked what used to be a paradise.
That's why I always say to you, communism's not the way, man. Communism is not the way. It doesn't work. Period. End of story. It just doesn't work, man.
What's coming next for Cuba?
Well, we're going to see. It's a failing nation. You see that. It's falling apart. They have no oil. They have no money. It's a failing nation, so I just can't tell you that. But we're there to help.
This time, we don't have to worry about the Russians. Putin has his own problems. His war in Ukraine's going nowhere. And he's hiding from assassins. He just dipped into Beijing for a little powwow. The Russian leader wants to set up an oil pipeline to China because he lost a lot of European customers, and Xi lost Iran and Venezuela. But the two can't agree on price. Trump's keeping an eye on him.
Well, he told me he was going to. I think it's good. I get along with both of them, but I think it's good. I don't know if the ceremony is quite as brilliant as mine. I watched. I think we topped them.
The day Vlad landed, the U.S. Marines and Japanese test-fired some mobile defense rockets. They call it a shoot-and-scoot drill, just to make sure the Ruskies and Chi-Coms know we're ready. The United States has our eyes open. Airstrikes in Nigeria have killed over 175 ISIS fighters, including their top guy. U.S. Africa Command says they even discovered Mexican cartels on the continent.
In this time, 11 of the 12 drug labs that have been interdicted have had Mexican cartel members on site, to include the largest drug lab that had ever been disrupted in South Africa. That there were Sinaloa cartel members on site.
What's the destination of those drugs?
Those drugs are destined for the Middle East, for Europe, but we're also seeing them then come in through the northern route back into America. As we have applied pressure on the southern border, they're finding other means to bring those drugs into our nation.
The Iranians are in their caves taking a lot of notes.
Right now, we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're respected all over the world. You saw that with China just recently. You saw that in Venezuela. You saw that right now in Iran. Everything's gone. Their Navy's gone. Their Air Force is gone. Just about everything. The only question is, do we go and finish it up, or are they going to be signing a document? Let's see what happens.
The president earlier this week was an hour away from restarting the war. And the word on the street is the military was not effing around. That's a quote with this bombing campaign. It was going to be ruthless. The commander-in-chief gave peace another chance, but those targets are still staring us in the face.
Where does that stand today? Have you heard anything from them?
Very, it's right on the borderline, believe me. If we don't get the right answers, it goes very quickly. We're all ready to go. Yeah. We have to get the right answers. It would have to be a complete 100% good answers, and if we do, we save a lot of time, energy, and lives.
And this just in, the president...
I am curious to see what the end result is. I want to see what the end result ends up being.
Is saying he's going to be making a very big announcement on Iran in the next 24 hours. Axios is reporting that Trump and Netanyahu had a dramatic and lengthy phone call. President Trump reportedly told the Israeli leader that he's on the cusp of a deal to formally end the war and launch a 30-day period of negotiations over the nuke program and the Strait. The Pakistanis and Qataris are the middlemen shuttling proposals.
I don't know. Maybe Trump will actually get peace in the Middle East faster than I would have expected.
Back and forth. One source saying Netanyahu's hair was on fire after the call. But POTUS says he's got it under control.
He'll do whatever I want him to do, and he's a great guy. To me, he's a great guy. Don't forget, he was a wartime prime minister. And he's not treated right in Israel, in my opinion. I'm right now at 99% in Israel. I could run for prime minister, so maybe after I do this, I'll go to Israel, run for prime minister.
Sources are saying Trump's not sending a delegation to Islamabad if the Iranians don't agree ahead of time to our terms. No enrichment and open the Strait. Trump says if they don't agree to that, things are going to get a little bit nasty. But these Iranians are impossible. You can't even get them to agree to talk about what you're supposed to talk about. The president has a lot more patience than most.
I never get tired. But what I like to do, if I can save war by waiting a couple of days, or I can save people being killed by waiting a couple of days, I think it's a great thing to do.
The Iranians are cornered, wicked, and cunning. They've been burning diplomats for decades. But now they're at their weakest point in history, and they're under tremendous economic pressure. The generals don't trust them and think it's time for Bridge and Power Plant Day.
Yeah.
We all know that.
I think that would be for the best. Bridge and Power Plant Day needs to happen. Is that the route that I would like this to go and this to end? Not really, but, you know, sometimes that's the only option, man. I mean, is that what we want? I don't know, dude.
That President Trump is what I refer to as the backstop. He's not going to take a bad deal. He's not going to accept something that doesn't meet his objectives. My point is, I don't think this.
And Trump is one of those guys, man. He's not going to accept crap. He's going to accept the best deal possible, and completely agree, man. You know, we got some people in the chat complaining. Fair enough. Fair enough. We understand you guys don't like... we understand that some people in the chat don't like Trump. Okay, whatever. Don't care. Don't care.
Any chance these guys are going to put something on the table? It's been 6 weeks. That's going to accept it. And let's get on with what we need to do and finish this once and for all.
The president's hoping economic fury will make him tap. The blockade's in full effect. The enemy is gasping. The president gave a commencement speech to the Coast Guard cadets today in Connecticut and gave the boys a nice shout out.
You have this young, handsome captain saying...
I like the way that Trump said that. Hot.
Do not proceed further. You are in enemy territory. Do not proceed further or we will shoot. And last week you saw one shot, not a missile shot, a bullet, a very large bullet. A bullet from 4 miles hit the rudder of the ship. And the rudder of the ship fell into the ocean. It was a beautiful thing to see. And the man said, no, we are going back to Iran.
Earlier today in the Gulf of Oman, Marines from the 31st Expeditionary Unit boarded another Iranian blockade runner, the MT Celestial Sea. Now it's property of Uncle Sam, and so's the crude. The blockade's about to turn around 100 ships. The president has a message for our sailors.
A lot of ships, man.
Don't give up, ever.
Let me leave you with a few words of advice to maybe help you a little bit on your way. First, most important, never ever give up. Never give up.
I agree.
They
Never
asked
give
me,
up,
how do
man.
you be successful, sir? Starts with never give up.
Wholeheartedly
I've
agree there.
learned a lot about life, but the one thing I've really learned is that perseverance, never quitting, never giving up is a big deal. No matter how terrible the
But
storm,
absolutely.
no matter how difficult the mission, never surrender.
Be sure to like
Damn,
and
dude.
subscribe for all the...
I love it, dude. I didn't end up watching the whole commencement address that he did, but it looked pretty stunning, man. It looks pretty good. Shenzhen says he has an entire wall. Oh, hell yeah, dude. President Trump, dude. Trump daddy. Trump's daddy. Yeah. Trump's the man, dude. Straight up. I don't care what anybody says, dude. Trump is the GOAT. Oh, yeah. Straight's open, bro. It's going to be open for business soon enough, dude. Oh, Kevin O'Leary fires back at AI data center protesters.
All
Let's
right.
take a
Well,
look.
America's AI rebellion is growing, and it's no longer just online outrage. Recent polling shows AI.
It's in real. Well, there's a lot of people who are getting replaced by AI. A lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of people are getting displaced, and it's understandable that people are pissed. I may use AI, but it doesn't mean I don't understand people's anger towards AI. I may personally like AI, but I also know that there's been some drawbacks to it. So it makes sense that people are angry about it. Sure. Absolutely. 100%. But we'll see. We'll see.
is now viewed more negative.
Give me one moment, you guys. Looking at a few data points. Just gotta get this out of the way. Ethan Moore is asking, Garza, are you pro data center? Yes, I am. I'm pro data. I like data centers. I think they're fine. Oh, we're getting Doge. And dude, if we get tariff and Doge checks, I'm pretty stoked about it, dude. Yeah, I'm happy to get Doge checks and tariff checks. That'd be amazing. I'd be down for that. I would be way down for that. I would just end up reinvesting that money. I would invest that money as quickly as possible. Sorry, you guys, I'm checking some few pieces of data. Democrats stopped the Doge. How did they? Oh, so Democrats stopped the dose checks? That's because they suck. The Democrats have made, in my opinion, things a lot more worse than they need to be. So I don't take anything the Democrats say at any form of value at all. That's the way I see it.
Negatively than ICE.
Donnell Hall. Yeah, dude. I agree. I flippin' agree, Brony. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's good to see there's a lot of people in the chat right now. I love how many people are in the chat. I guess we'll do a quick poll for people in the chat. So to everybody in chat, if you guys think that Donald Trump is the man, say, I don't know, say Trump rocks, or say something nice about Trump, or Trump is the GOAT, something like that, right? Now, if you guys love Joe Biden, say something nice about Biden. Okay? I'm trying to gauge if my chat is woke for Biden or if they're woke for Trump, all right? What are you guys woke for? Who is woke for who, dude? Oh my God. I love Trump, dude. No, Trump is the man. Trump is the greatest president of all time. Absolutely. 100%. Ethan Moore is saying you sound tired, Garza. I am a little bit tired. I was out in the sun for a bit, but I'm also just a little bit stressed out, and yeah. Biden. I like Joe Biden. He's number one. I love him. He's lots of fun. No, but thank you guys for tuning in, though. Just give me a few more moments. Just kind of reading through some of your messages real fast and seeing what's happening with all you guys. Thank you, Nate Dogg, for sending a gold coin. I do want to apologize for taking a nap during the stream. I did give you guys a fair warning a little bit, I guess. You know, I put a little thing on the top that said I was going to take a nap. I basically just put my chair down and just went to sleep. It was amazing. It felt really good. I was able to get a good snooze. I should probably drink some water. I'm still a little tired, but I'll manage. I think if I just drink some water, I'll be good. Ethan Moore is wondering, Garza, what are your thoughts on America's debt spiral? Nate Dogg is asking, did you fall asleep midstream? Well, I was getting tired, so I told everybody that I'm going to take a snooze. And so I put the chair back. I put a little message at the top that said that I was going to be taking a snooze during the stream. And everybody just kind of watched me snooze, I guess. Everybody was just kind of doing their own thing in the chat. But I honestly have just been so exhausted. I really should actually get some sleep tonight, but I say that's why I'm not going to be. That's why I started the stream a little early. I'm going to go to bed probably. I'm going to go to bed earlier than usual tonight, probably about around 11 is what I'm thinking. Probably just going to curl up with a book, read, and then just really get that sleep. Because I'm not gonna lie, I got really tired during the stream and I was like, I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to sleep. So I just like boop. So yeah, thank you guys for putting up with that. I appreciate it big time. And It's what we do. So we do here on the Michael Garza Show, bro. Gaze. They call me Gaze. Yeah, I'm going to drink some water. Hold on. Okay. All right. Okay.
Politicians and Iran, communities across the country have blocked or delayed at least 48 data center projects valued at some $156 billion in the last year alone.
Ethan Moore is asking, what's getting me down? I think I just feel exhausted. Probably a lot of it has to do with me not getting the level of sleep that I need to get. That's been a big factor. And I've been going to bed late and getting up early. That's not necessarily the best combo. Mr. Uncle Chris says, where is my brony brother at? Well, he's Glazer. But yeah, just a little bit tired. But yeah, a lot of it's my own doing. It's my fault, though. I'll agree with that. E.T. says it's because I wasn't there. I'm sorry to bum you out, brother. No, E.T. You're good, brother. You're good. E.T., you're the man.
The AI boom needs power, land, and public trust. How can big tech win over the hearts and minds of everyday Americans? We shall debate that topic with the guy who's right at the center of it right now, Kevin O'Leary, data centers. People are a little upset. They're a little concerned about what it might do to their communities. What do you?
Kevin O'Leary's sexy, but he is wrong about Bitcoin. I think his investment into data centers, though, I think is very intelligent.
Countering, what are you saying?
So ask yourself, why are they upset in every state where this is being proposed? Who is giving them the misinformation or information? And why all of a sudden is there such a focus on stopping any infrastructure around power or data compute capacity? Here's how, this is a very simple story. The evening of May 4th, for me, I'm the only data center, builder, I think, or entity that has 12 million social media followers. This just happens to be because of Shark Tank, I think. So, 6:30, May 4th, my team calls me, said something's going on our social. It's up 10,000% on DMs, and all this crazy information is coming out that's all wrong. It's just not factual. For example, on the data center in Utah, they're saying we're going to use power in Utah. No, we're bringing our own power. That we're somehow taking water from the Great Salt Lake. No, that's not true. That this thing is going to be 40,000 acres. That's not factual. It's a tenth of that. So all of this misinformation. So I get a team, and I hire data scientists and some deep guys, very, very, very strong at scraping IP addresses. And about 16 hours later, who do we got? We got the Party for Socialism and Liberation. We got the People's Dispatch. We've got all of these.
All these stinking socialists, bro. All those damn socialists trying to ruin everything for everyone, man. Hell no. Hell no. Go figure, right? Go figure. Give me a moment, my brony bros. Give me one moment. We have to put the macaroni and cheese in the pot. Here in a second. Yeah, we're going to react to the video here in just a second, everybody. Got to bear with me, though. Got to give me some time, bro. Got to give me some mother effing time, bro. Don't forget to double tap your screen to like the stream. Let's go. But yeah, one more time, double tap your screen to like the stream, yo. Brony bro. Because we all bronies now. Brony, my macaroni. Everybody jealous of all my bronies. Double tap your screen to like the stream, yo. Small Wiener Gang. Hell yeah, bro. Everybody loves the Small Wiener Gang, dude. Aren't you guys big fans of the Small Wiener Gang? Hell yeah. Everybody loves Small Wiener Gang, bro. Because we're all part of the Small Wiener Gang, dude. day. Takes everything you got. Wouldn't you like to get away? Small wiener gang, yeah. I like Poland. Why?
Entities that I'd never heard of, spitting out bad stuff on Utah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brian, can I echo that?
Go ahead.
Unleash Prosperity on Monday or Tuesday put out a chart that the Bitcoin Policy Institute said, talking about the anatomy of an influence operation, the campaign against American AI. It's the China, CCP, China state media funneling through the Singham network to then going to the People's Dispatch that then goes down to Sanders and AOC.
Okay.
And they think that it's like grassroots. But this is saying it's very much funded by either foreign billionaires or China who are trying to slow us down, because if they install moratoriums on data centers here, China can win the AI race. Now, that doesn't mean that feelings aren't valid about people who have a data center outside their home.
Yeah, here's the thing. What I think she's alluding to, and give me a little rope here. I might be wrong on this. I think what she's saying is pretty simple. She's saying that China is intentionally trying to feed misinformation into America about data centers, so that way there will be all these groups who will do whatever they can to pass legislation that prevents the data centers from being built. Because China, you know what they're going to do? They're just going to allow all the data centers in the world to be built in China. It's going to be interesting to see how that occurs. It's crazy, man. It's wild. And there's a lot of misinformation out there about AI and data centers and things like that. There's so much misinformation out there about it, and it just blows my mind, man. One moment, my brony bros. You're a pink brony bro. Yeah, that makes sense. I like Poland. Why? I like Poland. What? I like Poland. Oh. Let's go, dude. Oh my god. There's so many people angry at me right now on the stream. OMG. What's going on, everybody? It is your host, Michael Garza. Michael Garza here. And it's good to see you all. It's good to be streaming in front of you.
Or worried about electricity bills. That's very fair. But I think understanding what is right, what is wrong, what is the real information, and who's funding the grassroots organizations that don't feel as grassroots when you're going out and protesting AI and demanding moratoriums. And it's working. Sure. You're getting stories in like Michigan where they're halting projects. Yep. And so I think we just need to be a little bit careful about where some of this information and the propaganda against AI is coming from, because it's not coming from good actors who have America's best interests at heart.
Who's paying for it is the question.
Well, but this is tapping in your...
Yeah, who is paying for it? That's the thing. That always, usually behind every liberal agenda, behind every single liberal boycott that is ever done, there's always some sort of alleged George Soros type figure who is funding it and making the world a worse place. Allegedly. Hey, random player. Random player wants to be a part of the big wiener gang. Nope. If you're a subscriber to this channel, man, you're a part of the small wiener gang. Hell yeah.
Your personal experience taps into what Winston Churchill observed, right? A lie can get halfway around the world before the truth has a chance to get its pants on. And that's what we're seeing with all this misinformation. And I think this is happening so much because so much is at stake, right? National security issues, China getting ahead. We have way more data centers than them, over 4,000 in the U.S., with another 3,000 yet to be built. But they want to win that IP race. They want to win that.
Yeah, we need to outpace China in data centers straight up. Whichever country has the most data centers for AI wins the AI arms race completely. So I'm all for it. I know there's going to be a lot of people in the chat that are like, AI is evil, blah, blah, blah. But dude, guess what? China's going to be using AI. And if our competing countries like China are trying to outpace us on the AI front, we got to outpace them too. And by the way, dude, I love ChatGPT, dude. ChatGPT is amazing. And here's the thing. I've been investing in tech companies, and a lot of the tech companies that I've already been invested in have skyrocketed because of AI. So, I mean, could it be a bubble? Sure. But I think there's going to be a lot of high earnings potentials right now. Have a Nice Day is asking, aren't we friends with China now? I think so. Random player says, can we cast a vote for big or little wiener gang? Maybe. Hey, look, this is my channel and I'm the dictator here, okay? I'm the dictator on this channel. But no, I appreciate the input, Mr. Random Player. I appreciate it, my brony bro.
A data center race, how do you do that? You slow it down with politics here in the United States.
So let me... Jackie, you go wherever you want, and I'm not going to ask you a big life question. But let me throw... I've had a chance to talk to a few people. I think maybe you and I have, in fact, on the bottom line. Data center... Folks who have opposed data centers in their areas, okay? And this is Wisconsin and Missouri and so forth. And it does seem to me like there are quite a few people, and they're not all on the left, by the way. I think they're all over the place, who have real legitimate concerns about, they live in an area that has a certain character, right? Probably maybe a little more rural. It doesn't have a lot of commerce. And all of a sudden, this massive commercial thing moves into their area. And I think they say, well, what are the ramifications of that? I mean, it's sort of...
That's understandable. I mean, look, if you live in a small town and all of a sudden a data center's moving right next door, you're thinking to yourself, WTF, bro, what is this shit? Granted, I'm fine with data centers. Like, if there were data center, I don't think it would be. I think Coos Bay would be a terrible spot to put a data center. But if there were data centers that arrived here in Oregon, in Coos Bay or something like that, or in Bandon or wherever, I mean, that'd be cool. I'm not gonna lie. I think that would be amazing. Like, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. A lot of people are hating on data centers. I get it. Give me 1 second, folks. I realized I didn't check something. Give me a second, you guys. All right, hold on. Here's my mac and cheese. My glorious mac and cheese here. Look at that mozzarella. Oh my god. See, I put a lot of cheese in this bad boy here. Cheese, chicken. Oh my god.
Happened and we didn't even know about it, or we weren't plugged in, and now it's here, and I'm concerned, like, about my power bills and about water in the area. So there may be the nefarious elements of this, and we can debate and discuss that, but I do think there's a strain of the American population that just says, I'm not sold on what the tech world is pushing here with all this data center right now.
Okay, I feel like I missed something in the chat. Hold on. Ty Lord says, Gaza, you look tired. Try and get to bed early. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I'm a little bit tired, man. I only plan on streaming for up to 4 hours. We're already 2 hours and 17 minutes into the stream, but yeah, no, it's pretty good. I'm feeling all right. I did take a bit of a nap during the stream. Have a nice day says the U.S. and China will hand in rule the AI galaxy. Nah, I don't think so. But Annie says, Ty Lord, he is tired, buddy. He actually took a nap midstream in the chair earlier. Yeah. Random player said I had my nappy too from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Jesus. Macaroni sounds. Random player, that's a lot, not a nap, that's a coma. That's yeah, Annie's right. Annie's right, random player. That is virtually a coma, my friend. Oh man, that's crazy. I mean, that is bloody wild to me, man. I don't think I could pull that off.
Now as fast as we can.
And I think it was when you were not here, I said that I, visit 2 small towns, one in New York.
I will say, for the first time in a while, I just feel bloody exhausted, man. I just feel like super exhausted. But that's okay. Sometimes you got to feel a little bit tired, I guess.
York and one in New Jersey, and I wouldn't want to see a data center there, to be honest with you, even though I'm for AI and I support the president, and I think he's done a tremendous job going back on what Joe Biden and his cronies were trying to do and crushing AI in this country. So I hear that aspect of it, but this is like AI is going to take my job as a fear concept that people glom onto then and create a whole situation. If you told me in one of my
which is understandable, by the way, it's a completely understandable concern for people to be concerned about AI taking their jobs. I really do. I really think that's a big concern for a lot of people. And people and there's a level of insecurity about it that people have. So like, that's why I'm empathetic about
Laugh out loud.
Empathetic to it, Oh, hey, Annie, thank you for the Sunday. I appreciate it. Everybody give a shout out to Annie. She gave us a Sunday for 100 joules. Mucho appreciato. Thank you, Annie. Annie's awesome. We all love Annie on this channel. Give me one moment. All right, let's keep going.
2 small towns that a data center was going to happen, but it was going to be, tucked away, that it was going to be in a place that wasn't intrusive, that it was guaranteed the due diligence was being done, that the water and the electricity and the power needs and generation were not going to come from the town, and that these things were looked into, backed up, then I might support it. It's kind of like when you go into small towns and you see a strip mall and they don't let you just put a McDonald's there. You've got to kind of make it look like a house or look like it fits in so that it blends a little bit better. But what's happening is in China, you don't have any of the regulation restrictions that we have here in the United States. You don't have a court system. They're just going to do what they want. They're going to do it where they want, where it makes the most sense.
And from that standpoint, you would think that would be a disadvantage for us in the long run. But if you think about it, it's precisely because we have these things that makes us freer than China and also more innovative than China could ever imagine themselves being. All China can do is copy what we do, and that's where we have the advantage. We innovate, America innovates, China just copies because they don't have any swagger. In collectivism, there is no swagger, there is no individual touch, there is no creation.
For them. And so what's happening is I think these bad actors, the nefarious groups, are glomming onto that to stop it from happening here. It is going to happen. We just have to figure out the best ways that we can do it, the best places.
Yeah. AI data centers are inevitable, whether you like it or not. Do you want to lose to China? Do you want to lose to China in the AI arms race? I didn't think so.
To put it.
But here's how we should solve it. 5G, we had the same problem 6 years ago, right? Cell towers are sending radio waves. And now people argue when they can't stream their Netflix, order DoorDash because they don't have a signal. We've long forgotten about the fear because the adoption and the convenience has kicked in. I think we're missing.
Here's how we solve the problem. I got a call, this is breaking some news here. I got a call yesterday from a special agent, will not tell you which part of the government, along with 4 other special agents, all from different parts, saying, you want to collaborate with us? You have IP addresses that only we know about. How about this one? The Cuban Institute for Friendship with the People.
Oh, God.
What are they doing marching around in Utah? So I said to the government, guys, let's form a team. I will give you 90 pages of IP addresses that hit my social media. I know who they are because I hired my own guys, PhD guys that can do this stuff. I have all their addresses. Now you have them. There are, and the death threats, I have their addresses too. I gave them to the FBI.
Oh, hell yeah.
So let's shine the light of transparency on these people. Here's a chart of just from that Singham guy, IRS 990 filings, just to the Alliance for a Better Utah. What the hell are they taking Chinese money for? All proven, all through these nefarious entities. My guys found this. I gave it to the government. Good luck, boys. Enjoy your new friends.
I hear you. For argument's sake, have we thought about 10 years from now how we're changing rural communities? I grew up in a rural small town, and an awesome university went up, UC Merced.
You don't like jobs? 2,000 jobs?
You mean the ones where they're driving AI-driven John Deere tractors?
Yeah, no, and I'm not arguing.
I'm
I
just
hear
playing
you.
devil's advocate.
But 10 years from now, the way we're changing rural, are we prepared for, like you said, Silicon Valley is saying it's coming to your backyard. We don't care how it looks.
Well, this
and
is it's a good point. Can I add on this? I mean, there's a feature of American life right now. I think this is get to what you're saying, and I'd like you to interact with this. You have in America, you do have homegrown concerns about things, right? We ought to debate.
And they're justified.
Right. So what you have is you have legitimate home. It could be about data centers. It could be about the Iran war. But then you have people outside the country who identify those concerns, and perhaps they're saying we are going to ramp these up exponentially to turn it from what it is, a homegrown concern, into what looks like some kind of landslide movement or something, right? It is those outside actors that can manipulate internal public opinion, and all of a sudden the debate doesn't look the way it ought to if they're homegrown. It looks like oh my gosh, everybody in place X is against us. Well, maybe they're not. They have questions, but they're not all against us. How do we solve the problem of good internal debates becoming the entryway for outside actors manipulating our politics? I mean, I think that's the bigger question here.
We shine the light of transparency on these nefarious actors, as I'm trying to do, along with other developers.
Yeah.
And we go through the process. I can't build without air permits. I can't build without water permits. I can't build without partners. Why ranchers that are my partners that are selling me the land, the desert that's away from where anybody lives, it's not that close, they want to sell their land because it's brinish water, and they're now going to create jobs and get monetized. Why should somebody in Cuba have a right to tell a rancher in Utah what to do? Because that's a...
Oh. Jim from Yager's Farm says, hey, Big Daddy, what's going on, partner?
Laugh out loud.
Hey, thank you for the gold coin, Mr. Yagers. I appreciate it. Thank you for the party hat. Everybody give a shout out to Jim from Yager's Farm, baby. We got my man here. Kicking booty.
Laugh out loud.
Oh, sent me a floating heart. Thank you, my brony bro. Random player says, I'll make an AI Garza that loves Bitcoin. Well, I appreciate it, random player. I appreciate it. You have fun with that.
Laugh out loud.
Oh, my boy sent a flower. Mr. Jim sent a flower, a floating heart, and a gold coin. Well, I mucho apreciado that, man. Thank you very much. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Laugh out loud.
Random player says, hi, Jim. I wish you was my dad, dude. Hey, Jim, do you want to be random players? I'm assuming that random player means that in a completely disturbing yet sexual way.
Laugh out loud.
Will you be, Mr. Jim, will you be random players step zaddy, I guess you could say? I think random player, are you a bottom or are you a top? I think random player might be a bottom for Jim. We love Jim. We love random player. Two sexy people. I appreciate you guys big time, man. I appreciate you guys. Mucho apreciado. Big time, man. I love it. Let's keep watching.
Exactly what's going on here, everybody. I can't believe this stuff. I can't believe it. And I have the IP addresses, I've got the links, I've got the content, and now the government has it, and we're going to work together. We're going to shine the light on this thing.
It's when you're in a race with somebody, sometimes you find they'll do whatever they can to get the lead. And
they just met a honey badger. That's what I am. That's what I've turned into. I'm a data center honey badger. That's it.
Bringing it back.
Honey badgers, they have a nice name, but if you find out what they really do, they're tough to deal with. Okay, we're going to follow. Look, it's a debate. There's a lot of different sides in this. There's a lot of dimensions. We're going to follow it. We're going to have it. And we like to bring on the guys who are right at the center of it. And you're good to come here and give us your side of the story and make the case.
You've always known me to tell the truth, whether it's popular or not. This has cost me a lot of...
Kevin O'Leary, man, he's going to state his truth, man. It's probably cost him a lot of friends, too.
Crazy things happening.
Yeah.
But, hey, honey badger.
Watch out for that.
My man's a honey badger, dude.
Southern Poverty Law Center does not merely track hate. It systematically inflates it, profits from it, and, according to a federal indictment,
straight up, dude, the Southern Poverty Law Center is an enemy to the people. Allegedly, I'll say. Basically, Yagers, I think what we're trying to say is you guys are going to bang. I don't know. Oh, man. So the Southern Poverty Law Center is actually a terrible, terrible organization. Yeah, it's my fault. I started sparking the flames a little bit. I started sparking the flames in the chat. That's totally my bad.
They even have helped create it. The SPLC
SPLC's been funding all these hate groups, dude.
began to publish a hate map that plots mainstream conservative and Christian groups alongside Klan chapters. The map includes Moms for Liberty, PragerU, Turning Point USA, and even Focus on the Family. The SPLC says the map reveals the infrastructure upholding white supremacy.
But in November of 2010, SPLC shifted its focus beyond violent groups and began targeting Christian organizations. A Family Research Council was among the most prominent of that first wave. In August of 2012, FRC joined Governor Mike Huckabee in supporting Chick-fil-A Appreciation Day after the company was boycotted because its leadership publicly affirmed traditional marriage. 2 weeks later, on August 15th, LGBT activist Floyd Corkins entered FRC headquarters carrying a 9mm pistol, 50 rounds of ammunition, and 15 Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Laugh out loud.
Damn, bro. Hey, Yoggers, thank you so much for the tulips. Everybody give a shout out to our boy Yoggers Farm, Mr. Jim. You know what? I just love our boy Yoggers way too much. He's the man. I'm going to give a love to that gift real quick. Everybody loves Yoggers here on this channel. We are huge fans of Yoggers Farm.
According to his later confession, his intent was to kill as many as possible and stuff the sandwiches into our mouths.
SPLC became part of the weaponized effort of the Garland, Biden, Justice Department against the American people. Now, here's what's interesting. The Biden DOJ knew all about it. They had opened an investigation. They were looking into
Hey, thank you so much, Yoggers. Mr. Jim, for the picnic basket. Oh, my God. Thank you so much, man. Hey, everybody give a shout out to Yoggers Farm, Mr. Jim. Just make sure you guys subscribe to Yoggers because he's an amazing fella. Very kind dude. I really do appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Hey, anytime you guys want to send gifts, though, we greatly appreciate it on this channel. It's never a requirement, but we want to definitely, we want to try to encourage it. So everybody give your love to Yoggers, everybody. Yoggers Farm, baby. Mr. Jim. But yeah, I'm curious to see how this goes.
this group. They knew the Southern Poverty Law Center was running a scam, but they dropped the case.
Yep.
Welcome back. That was from today's House Judiciary.
I've had the Chick-fil-A sauce. I don't think I've ever actually been to a Chick-fil-A. I need to go to a Chick-fil-A here pretty soon, man. But Mr. Jim is saying that Chick-fil-A gives my man heartburn for sure. Still eats it. What a homie. Dude, what a stud, dude.
Hearing on the Southern Poverty Law Center. This is after the Justice Department indicted the nonprofit on 11 counts for things like donor fraud. It's accused of spending donor cash to pay informants inside.
Jim Jordan, baby. Now, Jim Jordan, I don't know much about the dude, but he sounds like a stud. If my boy Jim from Yoggers Farm loves Jim Jordan, then my God, what a stud.
Extremist groups like the KKK through secret shell companies. They went on to divide the country even more. Joining us now, Fox News big weekend show.
So SPLC was meant to divide the nation, is what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like the SPLC, or Southern Poverty Law Center, SPLC was meant to make things worse, not better. All that makes sense to me.
co-host Tommy Lahren. Tommy, it's always great to have you on the show. What do you make of what you heard from this hearing today? Because the SPLC was going after conservative mainstream groups, too.
Yeah, deeply disturbing. Excellent testimony that we heard that shed a lot of light. And I got
My boy Jim says, I like the honey mustard sauce from Chick-fil-A. Hell yeah, dude. I don't know if I've actually had their honey mustard sauce. I'll have to give that a try. Random player says, I identify as honey mustard sauce. Oh, my boy TJ says, Jesse Waters tonight talking Oregon about the UFOs and how the USSR was chasing them with planes during the Cold War. Oh, it's talking about the UFO. Oh, okay, guy. I see what you're saying now. Okay. Heck yeah, dude. I love me a little bit of Jesse Waters, man.
I gotta tell you, Liz, when I heard the Democrats trying to defend the Southern Poverty Law Center, a lot of them were saying that they were formed to do great work. Well, maybe that was the intention, but it certainly strayed far away from that. And we saw that very clearly in the hearing today and the allegations. You know, it's one thing when we're talking about fraud and we're talking about nonprofits that are not living up to their purpose. And that's been a big problem, not just for this organization, but for many, as we're learning. But it's another when you're actively adding to the divide in this country through fake, phony, or fraudulent means. I mean, when you have hatred and bigotry in such short supply that you have to help create it in order to solve it, Liz, that's a huge problem, and it's a moral conundrum. It's really disgusting to see, truly.
Yeah, I mean, let me just back up. I've covered the IRS for about 2 decades off and on. I've testified twice for Congress about the IRS. This is clearly in violation of tax rules and IRS rules, what the SPLC is doing. Let me explain. SPLC is holding itself out like a law enforcement agency, that it's going after hate groups, right? That it's paying informants. But here's the deal. When they do that, they don't have any oversight groups overseeing what they're doing. There's no transparency like law enforcement officers face. Now, so they went after conservative groups as hate groups, right? They labeled them hate groups, but they put them at risk. So Moms for Liberty, Turning Point USA, Family Research Council, some of those groups are at the hearing. We just heard about that. Yep. But here's the thing, Tommy. The SPLC published a report in May 2025 entitled The Year in Hate and Extremism. That
6 counts of wire fraud, 4 counts of bank fraud, 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering. Jeez. Southern Poverty Law Center, dude, sounds like a corrupt leftist organization trying to make things worse for the world. I mean, this is crazy. I knew there weren't that many crazy liberals. I knew that they were all, it sounds like, and also they were paying, allegedly they were paying like, they were like paying the KKK to endorse Trump. It's like crazy, dude. Crazy. But of course the Southern Poverty Law Center would be up to that. It makes perfect sense to me. I'm not saying I agree with any of it. I'm just saying it just doesn't surprise me at all. Okay, there we go. Mr. Jim says, wine would send me through the roof. Random player says he had prison wine and chili. Tonight I had cluck and squeal, 5 cheese with chicken. Damn, man, that's a combination right there, Mr. Jim. Damn, bro. Yeah, I think Stitch, I think that most Democrats are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, absolutely. Jim is asking, Vincent, are you a doctor? Yeah, and Vincent's saying Trump supporters are suffering from smooth brain. Oh, Jesus. Here's the thing, man. The left lives for bad policies. They live for bad policies, terrible policies. And it's true. It's extremely true. Most policies on the left are crazy. TJ says Richard Spencer endorsed Biden in 2020 and Kamala in 2024, head of the American neo-Nazi party. Exactly. Isn't that ironic? Yeah, because they're Democrats. The Democrats, exactly, the Democrats created the KKK anyway. So, and, you know, Richard Spencer knew what kind of people Biden and Kamala were. That makes sense. It makes perfect sense to me, man, that why a piece of crap like Richard Spencer would endorse those guys. Jim says the left is the demise of America, including them rhinos. Yeah, I'm kind of pissed off about the rhinos, like the Republicans name only. TJ, I've been meaning to ask you. Unfortunately, it looks like Christine Drazan was the primary winner for the Republican Party. How do you feel about that? Because honestly, I'm not digging it, dude. I'm just not digging it. Christine Drazan for governor, man. I just sucks, dude. I mean, she's the primary winner for the Republican Party, so she'll be going up against Tina Blotek. It's just one of those things, man. It's just like, I don't know, man. Exactly, Lord Kaz. Yeah, exactly. Agreed. Yeah, no, I mean, I'd rather vote, even though I'm not a big fan of Drazan, I mean, I would rather vote Drazan than Kotek. Absolutely. So if it's going to be Kotek and Drazan, obviously I'm voting for Drazan. But yeah, Tina Kotek is a crazy liberal. I was really hoping that Chris Dudley would be the primary winner. I was really hoping, because I think Chris Dudley would go great. I think Chris Dudley going head to head with Kotek would be brilliant, man. Would be absolutely brilliant. But yeah, it wasn't in the cards. Unfortunately, it just wasn't in the cards. But yeah, I was hoping for Dudley at the bare minimum. But yeah, I mean, I'll obviously vote for Drazan because I'm not voting for Kotek, you know. Not voting for Kotek, bro. Hell no. But yeah, I'll vote for Drazan if I have to. TJ says she just had the most name recognition, and yeah, you're all in on Medina. Yeah, he was pretty cool. I like that Medina guy. I can't remember his first name, but fascinating dude. A fascinating guy. I liked his energy. I kind of had a bit of a bias though, because Chris Dudley growing up was one of my favorite basketball players on the Blazers, even though he was a bench player. I always loved his defensive energy as a kid. So, and as a kid, I loved basketball, and as much as I loved offense, I loved a good defensive player, and I love the way that Dudley played defense. I thought it was very intense. I thought it was very smart, and yeah, so I'm a huge Duds fan. But yeah, Dudley, I was really hoping he would win ultimately. But yeah, no, Christine Drazan, she's the unfortunate number one primary winner. We'll just have to accept that. Oh, Typhoon. Typhoon is being a goon. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, I would just ignore Typhoon. Typhoon's a buffoon. Typhoon is a buffoon, man. Yeah, Typhoon's unhinged, bro.
Included a section on Turning Point USA. They put that out in May 2025. Charlie Kirk was politically assassinated 4 months after that. Does this make you wonder if SPLC realize how much they're putting people at risk with what they're doing?
Yeah, I don't think
I'm not so sure
think they care.
that they care. I would hope that they would.
Yep. At the moment, it's funny because I just said I don't think they care, and Tommy Lahren was like, "Yeah, I don't think they care." No, they don't care. SPLC actually. Here's the thing: SPLC is a nasty. Southern Poverty Law Center is a nasty organization. Nasty leftist organization, and I'm glad justice is finally being served here.
Take a reflection and that they would repent for some of the things that they were accused of here. But I'll tell you, this was a big problem beyond just SPLC. When you look at what happened between the years of 2020 and 2024, maybe even a little bit longer than that, when you saw parents at school board meetings being labeled domestic terrorists, when you saw pro-life groups and pro-life individuals with the...
Which is crazy, by the way, being labeled as domestic terrorists for having reasonable opinions. That's crazy. It's called freedom of expression, folks. If you're not being violent, you just have your own ideas and opinions. That's totally fine. You have a right to those opinions. That's crazy, though.
SWAT team called to their home, being arrested in front of their family. This is a deep and disturbing problem. I'm so happy that the Republicans and judiciary are getting to the bottom of this. It needs to end, Liz. There's just no place for this in our country.
Yeah, it's poison, right? For both sides, right or left. You don't want to have this poison inside America. Tommy Lahren, thank you so much.
Yeah, Tommy Lahren's pretty dope, dude. Oh, here we go, dude.
Steven
Jesse
Spielberg's
Waters
waiting for a callback. He made half his career off aliens, but they never stopped by.
I've made all these movies where I've kind of played an ambassadorial role. They've never shown themselves to me. Why is that? It's so unfair.
We all grew up watching his movies. Back then it felt like science fiction, but now, not so much.
When I made Close Encounters, for me, it was a story that I thought, wouldn't it be great when this movie comes out? Wouldn't it be great if people like this movie, they come out and they see Close Encounters? And wouldn't it be great if this someday could all come true?
Congress wants answers, too. House Republicans think private contractors know something we don't. One congressman just sent a letter to MIT demanding a classified video called Flying Saucer Talk from the 50s. The first batch of the files dropped a few weeks ago. The Department of War says more are coming soon. Not sure what the holdup is. It's not like Pete's been busy with anything. But we're just scratching the surface. These files have been buried for decades, and the deep state doesn't want them out. But they're coming, and we're hearing they're pretty big.
But I think they're taking it so.
Well, I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what's in the files, man. I want to see what's in those files, bro. Maybe it's something sexy. Maybe it's nothing at all. Give me one moment, folks. I'm looking up something real quick. Okay, let's keep going.
Serious that we're gonna get to more tranches of more meaningful evidence, and I think eventually we'll get to that thing that moment that we've all only seen in movies, where a sitting president steps to a microphone and tells the world we're not alone in the universe.
Missouri Congressman Eric Burleson joins us now. Congressman, why would universities have material on aliens? How did that happen?
Yeah, so MIT Lincoln Labs is one of the many federally funded research and development centers. These are quasi-private public entities that have a sole mission of doing long-term research on projects, and their sole client is the United States government. So this is the exact type of location that we should be searching for a topic like this, and that's why my team is aggressively pursuing information, documents, videos that are in the possession of these federally funded research and
Jim, I'm assuming that Typhoon is being a chud. Mr. Jim says 343, no hugs from me. Mama didn't hug you much, did she? Must have been an only child or a third child. Let's see, Typhoon says, I've been really affected. Yeah, I don't know. Typhoon, I think that you're just... Typhoon, man, it just sounds like you're a little miserable. That's all right. You do your thing, Typhoon. You do your thing, bro. You do what you got to do, bro. All right, here we go. Let's do it.
development centers, whether it's MIT Lincoln Labs, RAND Corporation, MITRE, and others. That's where we're taking our investigation.
Are they handing documents over, or are they saying, don't come knocking?
You know, so we sent a letter to MIT Lincoln Labs, and they responded immediately, their legal team did, that they would comply with our letter. We just received word from Michael Thomas, who is the National Records and Archives and Records, that they're cooperating with MIT Lincoln Labs, working with the Department of War to coordinate the release of a 1952 video from an individual from Project Blue Book by the name of Edward J. Ruppelt, who was briefing these scientists about the incursion of UFOs in the United States.
Okay, well, that could be groundbreaking. The, I guess, first batch we got, pretty eye-opening. We expect more. What do you expect to see on the next drop?
So there's a lot of videos that we had received word from insiders. We had a list of video files. We sent those to the Department of War requesting access to be able to be briefed on those. We have been briefed. Representative Luna, myself, and Burchett and others sat in a room and watched 52 videos And it was some of these videos that have not been made public yet. Some of them are very interesting. I don't want to I don't want to get people's hope.
I mean, a lot of these videos do seem kind of vague. You know what I mean? And I wonder how truthful some of these may be. It's interesting, though. It's very fascinating.
Hopes up. There's a lot of videos, and I think that the way that the administration is going about this is the right way, but just keep in mind, a lot of these videos have not been explained, but as you watch some of them, you'll see that some of them are clearly balloons or birds, but there's also some things in there that are very interesting.
Give me one moment, though. I'm looking up corner chair cowboy. Let's see. Give me one moment. All right, let's keep going.
Are you a believer?
I'm not. I'm a skeptic, Jesse. I'm still a skeptic, but I'm doing my job. I'm on oversight.
I think it's good to have a little bit of skepticism with all this, and it's tough to say. I mean, these UFO files are not all they were cracked up to be. TJ says these are the Nephilim, the Anunnaki, and the fallen angels from the Bible ready for the age of deception to make believers of Christ become confused. Huh. It's interesting. Let's keep going.
I'm following the investigation where it takes me, and I'm keeping an open mind. I'm just trying to stick to the facts. But what I will point out to you is that one of the documents that people are kind of overlooking in that first batch is towards the very end. It's a document that's named U.S. Per Statement about UAP Sightings. And in that report, you have officials, high-level intelligence officers, government officials who all reported seeing an incursion at one of our military bases in which they had an orange orb that was producing or disseminating other red types of orbs. This was cited not by people in a tinfoil hat at a van down by the river. This is our own government officials, and so that's a credible document that everybody should be looking at.
Oh, wow, that sounds pretty interesting. We're looking forward to getting our hands on more stuff. Congressman, thank you so much for pushing this.
Amazing, man. Flat out amazing. Yager's Farm, baby. Typhoon says, there you go, Garza. You finally get it. It's fake. I mean, yeah. Well, I wanted to find that out for myself, Typhoon, because I don't necessarily trust you. And, yeah. Vivek Ramaswamy says college should push you out of your comfort zone. Hell yeah. Let's see.
Well, good afternoon and live from Texas. This is the Will Cain Show. It is graduation season. It's in particular and personally graduation season for me. I'll be watching a child walk across a stage soon this season. And that means parents across the country, students across the country will be hearing a lot of never give up, keep up the good work. But for the class of 2026 at the Coast Guard Academy, they got to hear it from the President of the United States. And he was quick to applaud the high bar they set.
Greatest of all time, bro.
Most of the cadets here today could have gone to almost any school that you wanted. It's so hard to get into the Coast Guard. I had so many people, sir, could you get my son? He wants to go to the Coast Guard Academy. And I look at the son, I say, he's not going to make it. Terrible.
That's pretty funny, though. I like that honesty, though. Dude, if Trump would take one look at me and be like, oh, you definitely ain't going to make it, bro. I know.
I lost a lot of friends. But every once in a while, I'll call up with somebody outstanding, and they'll generally take care. If they don't take care, they're fired. So, you know, they have no choice.
As for the graduates that may have been known to do a bit of partying, Trump offered them their very own pardons.
Well, everyone has worked and studied hard. Some may have spent a little bit too much time at a place called Mr. G's. I don't know what Mr. G's is. I don't know what it is, but I don't like the sound of this. I'm not. Where am I going with this one? But we want you all to have a clean slate as you begin your career.
Mr. G's?